So I'm here at Money 2020 USA in Las Vegas, and I'm joined by Sarah from PNC, Kami, and Abdullah from IBM. Welcome.
Thank you.
So before we start, would you mind taking a quick 30 seconds to introduce yourself and what you do? And Sarah?
Happy to do it. I'm Sarah Billings. I had global payments at PNC.
I'm Kamini Belday. I'm with IBM Cloud, and I am heading the industry solution for payments.
And Abdulah El Tarazi, I lead the global strategy for IBM Payment Center.
Awesome. So now, since we are at Money 2020 and we're talking about innovation, so let's kick off with this. How is PNC embracing the latest innovations and money movements? So it's everything about money.
That's right. We are embracing everything that's instant payments, instant channels, digital experience. It's a really exciting time to be in the payments world today. It's an exciting time for us to be able to put more solutions around these new technologies for our clients. There are some clients who will just take the new technologies via our APIs. They'll use the new instant payment rails, and they're good to go because they're very sophisticated. But many other clients, they wouldn't really adopt these new technologies if we didn't make it easier for them and break down the barriers. So we're really servicing all spectrums of the sophistication curve when it comes to instant payments and the technology and innovation around payments that we see here at Money 2020 today.
That's my favorite word, instant. We need to make everything move a little faster, right? But with that comes some challenges. So perhaps we can move on to that. What are some of the challenges, in your opinion, that companies are currently facing in the payment space?
I think one of the challenges is just dealing with the dynamic environment that we have in payments today. So sometimes when you're faced with so many new choices, as I said, they're the sophisticated companies, they're highly technical, and they have the resources to understand the new options, and they will adopt them quickly. One of the things that we're doing at PNC is we realize that that's only a small part of the marketplace, and we really want everyone to come into the pool, right, and have fun. So we looked very strategically at what the barriers to adoption are, and we've been working to bring them down. For example, many clients, they don't have the mind space to even educate themselves on payments, right? And so we do that for them. We're consultative, but you have to do more than educate. You have to actually make it more plug and play. I know that's an overused word, but truly the PNC solutions that we offer require little to no change on our clients' behalf, and that's very intentional. So if you have a Nacha file, you have an ISO file, whatever your ERP system spits out, give it to us. We'll do intelligent routing from there. Do you want everything that can go real-time payment to go real-time payment? Next, same-day ACH. And some of our clients, if it absolutely has to get there that day, they'll choose wire next. Others, if they don't want to spend the money, they will choose next day ACH. And we let them choose their configuration, and all the logic is built on our side so that they don't have to do that on their side. Additionally, we have connectors into some of the major ERP systems, and that's very critical because our clients don't have to leave their ERP system, their home base, if you will, and they can automatically do instant payments or any other kind of payments with PNC.
It's awesome. And what about from an infrastructure perspective?
Spot on, Sarah, when she talks about plug and play, right? Because traditionally we have seen what she's trying to say, that when you have a extensive ecosystem partners, but they are running on the legacy infrastructure, which is not scalable, which is not up to date. So you build up this technology debt. And how do you solve that, right? So the biggest challenge I see, and which I agree with Sarah, is the interoperability between the client ecosystem partnership, but also between the different systems and the integration, because ACH is a batch process payments as compared to instant payments like Fed now or SEPA in Europe or UPI in India. How do you have all the different payment system interconnected and provide that seamless experience to your customer? So that's the first challenge. The second challenge is the customer experience. To your first point, that instant, everybody wants instant, everybody wants right now, right? So how do you provide that experience? And then that's evolving, and banks and the partners must have to keep up. And there are a lot of other challenges with security regulation, but we won't go there. I'll save that for Abdullah.
I mean, I want to go back to what Sarah's saying. I think one of the biggest challenges with innovation is getting the right level of adoption, right?
Right.
Yes, there's like that small, few percent of clients that, yeah, they're there, they're the innovators, they want to be the
Right.
first. There's a lot that either, I mean, they just don't understand what they're trying to get into, right?
Right.
They need that fed to them. So, explaining the value, making it easy for them to integrate the way that
Yeah.
you guys are doing. I mean, that's obviously will help with that adoption. The second part of it is there's a lot of people that are scared, right?
Yeah.
Instant payments means money goes away right away. What does that mean from a liquidity perspective? What does that mean from a security fraud perspective? And that's where, I mean, as payments get faster, there is challenges. There's scammers. There's there are people that are trying to leverage those innovations that we're putting in to actually benefit themselves. And this is where we need to also stay ahead of the curve, right? With implementing, leveraging AI, leveraging the same tools that those hackers are using to actually fight back and deliver that that ability to combat fraud at that innovative level as well.
If I can just add to that, one of the things about innovating in payments from a bank's perspective is you don't leave those fundamentals at the door of risk management, fraud management, compliance, and we know it's a very dynamic environment out there. So, banks are innovating, PNC is innovating, but we don't forget that this is really money movement, and you need to be really serious and intentional about
Oh,
it.
I think I heard you speak at like a couple of years ago. You were talking about when you're a bank, the first step is trust, right? You build that trust,
Yes.
and that's all that counts. Everything else, I mean, it's on top. Like you're building your innovation. If you don't have the trust, it's worthless, right?
But trust comes with the rigor governance, to your point.
Yes.
And that governance comes with the right practices about client data privacy, having the right security built in your infrastructure. So data at the store, all the way to data in process and in transit are truly safe. And that's where you bring the customer trust in, and that builds the brand, that builds the customer innovation on top of that.
It really does. It's table stakes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
You three have me at trust. I think that is the most important thing of everything that we do, right? So I hear about innovation, I hear about some challenges, but with challenges comes opportunities, right? So what are some of the specific use cases, in your point of view, that technology has been able to bring into the payments processes and operations?
What I think is so exciting about the innovation in payments is the use cases are almost as varied as clients themselves. There's definitely commonality at an industry level. I'll talk about a few use cases where we've seen tremendous success: earned wage access and faster payroll. I think this is a solution that was waiting for a technology to help enable it. The faster payment rails, the multiple faster payment rails, are fueling this fire and really enabling lower wage workers to have a more secure financial future. This is just such a win-win-win that you often don't see in our industry. So it's really exciting the way we've been able to help several key players in this area. Also, I'll just take a use case in the area of insurance. So if you think about it, you can do almost anything online with your insurance app. If you get into a fender bender, you're uploading a picture of the damage, you're getting it adjudicated, your claim adjudicated online, you're finding out maybe in minutes or a couple hours how much they're going to pay out. But then the whole process breaks down if they have to send a check in the mail. just
Check payments
rubs me the wrong way. So that's the whole idea behind embedded finance and using APIs as well as the instant payments themselves. And you can finish the job. You can get the payment into their hands immediately. And at the end of the day, that's what they need.
Yeah.
That's what everyone is waiting for. So that's very exciting. We also see any number of use cases around exception payments, rebates, and then I like to throw this one in because, as I said, the number of use cases is really only limited to the company that you're talking to at the moment, and you have to be attuned to their needs. We have a client who runs a tree trimming business. They are a B2B tree trimming service, which you might ask, what is that? And they work with a lot of utilities. So after storms or just as regular maintenance, the utilities have to clear the trees away from the power lines. And this company selects and contracts with local tree trimming companies to do this work. Obviously, with disasters, has to be done right away, and so they're using instant payments to pay these local tree trimmers. So that's something where, when we were sitting around the table 7, 8 years ago, dreaming up as an industry the real-time payment rails, you wouldn't have thought about tree trimming, right? But now that we have this tool, and if you listen to your clients and understand their challenges, there are really endless opportunities.
I mean, I like that. I mean, first of all, I think the word that you repeat, it's use cases. And I think that's one of the things that we haven't necessarily seen over the past few years in modernization. I feel like a lot of banks have been putting money in innovating without actually understanding why they're doing it.
Right.
Which is, I like that focus of, no, we're talking use cases, which means we're talking, there's somebody that's going to gain value out of this. And that's what we're going to count on. And the job is not done until that value is delivered.
That's right. And I think where this comes from is this is a deep investment for the future that PNC is making. This is not the latest technology fad. If you were to create a payment system today, you would create a faster rail. It would be real time, right? So that's why we're leaning into it. And I think we understand our client base, right? Yeah. And we can see the beauty with putting this technology against our clients' needs. It's been really fun.
Yeah, and understanding the client problem itself is a 50% solution, right? To your point, that not understanding the use case, which we call define the problem and then try to solve it instead of just solving for it. And keeping the client interest, understanding their pain point in end-to-end payment system, because payment is not something straightforward. And when you put the complexity of geography, the regulations, the type of payment rails and the layers of the payment processor entities, I mean, it's just very complex, let's just say that. So break that down problem, which layer, which area, and what you're trying to solve. I think you guys are doing an outstanding job there.
I love how you describe it as a very pragmatic approach to use money movement as a tool to create value. And in the end of the day, a lot of the clients that we serve are SMBs. And that's important for the economy. So before I let you three go, I do have one last question. Anything else you would like to add from your experience perspective that will help companies that are on the payments monetization journey? Because that's important.
Want to kick us off, Sarah?
Why not? What I would say is think of your client need. Don't forget the fundamentals of the risks inherent in moving money, but also don't be paralyzed by those risks because technology can solve a lot of these challenges right now. And then lastly, I would say it is a very exciting time to be in payments. I've been in payments for virtually my whole career, and I've seen payments now, because of these new technologies, go from the back office as a way to just operationally move funds from here to there to the front office, where we are really changing our clients' ability to give customer satisfaction to their client base. And it's new and it's exciting. It works. So that's what I see as the opportunity right now.
I'd say, I mean, when you're looking globally, right, there's so many different opportunities. And I think one thing that people need to understand, especially when you're getting into this, is there's no recipe. There's no, oh, this is the model, it works in the US and it's automatically going to work
That's right.
elsewhere. Absolutely not. I think the reality is, and as if you want to innovate, whatever market there you are in, there's going to be opportunity for you. So, just keep pushing through. There's just so many different capabilities and learn from one another. I think very much if there's capabilities that are being developed in the Middle East and India and
Yes.
whatever, let's bring that to North America, right? That I think being able to kind of share knowledge, share capabilities, try to do it in the most efficient way possible. I think we have, like you said, perfect time to be in payments.
Yeah. Last but not least, only thing is certain is uncertainty, right? I mean, that's how I describe the payments, right? So, and start everybody has started payments modernization journey and think of from the tech stack perspective, start from the basics, from the infrastructure, how cloud can help, how cloud can help you to scale, at the same time lower the cost, build upon data strategy, build upon AI. And that's what customer needs, understanding client preference instant, and putting that in a tech stack. I think that is the time for everybody to act on.
Well, with that, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining
Thank
us
you.
today.
Thank you. Thank you,
Appreciate
Sarah.
it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Abdullah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.